So in this video, I'm going to talk about the SMPF framework. It's a framework that I developed around 2 years ago because at that time my life was really undisciplined. I was really undisciplined. I was very disorganized, didn't know what I was doing, didn't know what I was consuming. It wasn't in order. So just to put my life in order, I came up with this. So it consists of four principles: spirituality, mentality, physicality, and finance. How this works is basically you got to make a promise to yourself that whatever you're going to do in the day, whatever content you're going to consume, a book you're going to read, it has to relate to either one of these four principles any one in any way, shape, or form. So, let me give you some examples. If you're going to be working finance, you're working on your business all day. Okay, you work for 6 hours, let's say, or 3 hours. Let's be generous. Then you get bored. You want to consume some dumb shit, watch some TikToks. Instead of doing that, you're going to be smart. You're going to push yourself. You're going to force yourself to do something under the other three principles. You have spirituality. You could meditate. You could journal. You could learn how to meditate. Learn how to be more connected with God, the aggregate, the one above, the one who created you. You can work on mentality, how to be more resilient, more charismatic. You can learn those things. Many different things that you can learn in mentality, a lot of stuff. You could work out, that's for physical and also for mental. You're pushing yourself, you're learning how to push yourself practically. And then for physical, you have all sorts of stuff. Body language is going to be considered physical. You're learning body language, you're learning how to walk, talk, whatever. You're looking yourself in the mirror, you're talking to yourself, you're reciting shit, you're doing affirmations. That's all physical stuff, man. Something like the goal with this framework is for you to be at a net profit at the end of the day. Okay, so it's just to put your life in order so that everything that you're doing is going to be congruent with your goals. It's going to be aligned with your goals, because that's the problem I was facing when I got into this space, whatever you may want to call it, like self-improvement. Okay, gay, but yeah, the problem I was facing is misalignment with the goals and what I was doing. So what I've seen with other people as well, that's the most common there is. Their goal is to make money, but they're not doing anything to make money. They're watching videos, they're playing Dota 2, they're playing Fortnite. So that's what it is. And because of those things, you just you lose motivation in yourself, you lose self-respect, your self-image goes bad, you have no respect for yourself. So any decision that you like, anything that you're thinking of doing, even if you tell yourself you're going to do it, you're not going to do it, because your word holds no value to yourself. And then you might ask, why don't other people listen to me? Because the the thing is, they can see it on your face, the way you act, the way you talk. They could see there is no respect for oneself. Your self-image is gonna be projected externally. That's just how it is. So the way to apply this to your life, the SMPF framework, and for the SMPF, the principles, in my opinion, those are the most general principles that you can put your life into. Everything that you do in some way, shape, or form connects to these four. You can categorize anything under these. Because what I mean by physical, for example, it doesn't mean like physical activity, working out, all this good stuff, but rather it means anything to do with the physical realm, your physicality. You're working on body language, the way you dress, the way you walk, the way, like the hand movements when you're talking. So that's how it works. Eventually, when you get good at this, your days will start being infinitely more productive than they are right now. Then, what you gotta do is at the end of every single day, get a piece of paper, get a journal, write down everything that you did from the beginning of the day till the end. Try to remember it in the reverse. Once you start doing that, then you start picking up on patterns. Was it a good day? Was it a bad day? You take one good day, you take another good day, you try to mix it up, see what was in common between those, what were the constants, what were the variables. You take the bad days, you look at them. Then what you're gonna do eventually, let's say after like 2-3 weeks, you're gonna compile all the patterns, or you can just like write them down, compile them on like a Google Doc and send it into ChatGPT, and it's gonna do it for you. Like, it's gonna find the constant actions of the shit that you do common in between those good days. Then after a couple of weeks, what you're gonna do is you're gonna list the good shit down, like the constants, and you're just gonna focus on doing them for the whole day, just one day. And that day is gonna be, in my opinion, like I can vouch for this, I can promise you this. That day is gonna be one of your best days ever, especially in terms of productivity. It may not be the happiest, but it sure is gonna be the most content in terms of your productivity and reaching your goals. You may not be able to achieve the set goal, but you will still become, you will still get closer to the person that you want to be and the person that achieves those goals. That's the message. Study your own physiology, study your own psychology, learn to hack your life, learn your impulses. Either they work against you or they become your bitches and they work for you. That's how it is. The thoughts, let's talk about bad thoughts for a second. Negative thought loops. Imagine if these thoughts, let's use these eyeglasses as an example. These are your thoughts. They flow, they come in front of your eyes like this. Now it's your decision, like you can see it in your brain. Imagine if it's like Tinder, either you can swipe right, swipe left. You're not thinking, somebody's talking to you. It's your subconscious mind. It's the shit that you watched yesterday on YouTube, on the television, on TikTok, the dumb shit. It's just regurgitate. You're ruminating about that shit. You become what you watch. You think about what you watch, and your thoughts lead to the action in relation to what you think about. And that in turn changes your life for better or worse. So, change the way you think about how you think. Because what you were taught in school, or anybody that you know, whatever they told you, is a whole load of dog shit. Some musty old dog shit. Because why you want to do that is the way you think right now is why you're at whatever position you are in life. If you're unsatisfied even one bit, you gotta change how you think. Because once you change how you think, you're gonna change your actions. Well, the action itself is actually a reaction to your thoughts. The first action is actually thinking. Then it leads to the action. So if you're making 100K this, like 100K a month, let's say, and you want to be able to make, and that's revenue. If you want to be able to make 100K profit, that guy is a different character than you. So you got to start doing what he does. And once you start doing what he does, you're slowly gonna mold into that person. And the pieces just start fitting. You see clearer, your vision gets better. You see the goals actually happening. And boom, you won. You won at life. Life is hard, but it is simple once you start understanding who you are. And let me give you a tip about getting bored and like just being lazy and doing the cheapest dopamine tasks like watching a show, eating junk food, pornography, whatever gets you like the cheapest dopamine. The reason why you go after that cheap dopamine is because you're bored, you got nothing to do. One thing that you can do is monitor yourself. Look at yourself, what you do in a day. Once you start doing that, man, like you would be like, okay, you would force yourself to sit up straight. Then after, look at yourself after like 2 minutes, you're gonna be like this, slouched again. Because you're just gonna revert back to normal. You have to be conscious. Like once you start picking up on this shit, like I told myself to be seated straight, but after 2 minutes, I'm slouched up again. I told myself to not sit like a gay faggot, but after a couple of minutes, I'm sitting like that again. Like, I told myself to not be on the phone, but I'm such slave to the phone that after 2 minutes, I'm on the phone again. So you gotta be conscious, and that's never gonna get you bored. You're just gonna get scared about yourself, like where you're going at life, because you're not in control, are you? You're like a house, you're like a mansion with all these servants. Your emotions are your servants, yeah? The gardener, the guard, the chef, like all these emotions, your ego, your love, your anger, your hatred, your decisiveness, decision making, whatever. But it's missing the master. The master is asleep. That's what you gotta wake up. Most of you are asleep while you're awake. That's what you gotta change.